got cut off. 73, who, George?
83 George.
83 George.
Bend up for green light from Clarkson Lake to Clarkson Division. We're on train number on the blue line 5629.
Oh, blue line 5629. That is going to get you. Hold on, David. 7383 George. That's going to get you 12054. 12054.
10-4, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Next unit.
CCC 5 David. Can I have a number for 69 Redline?
985 David. That is going to get you 12057. 12057. You're welcome.
49 David 4.
You got a lot of static. One more time.
49 David 4.
49 David 4. Good evening.
Can I get a drone deployment event number under UAS Adam Sam Tom 1108 South Spalding?
1108 South Spalding. 12063. 12063.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
385 ready?
85 Edward.
Have another number, please. 66 red line to the platform. Thank you.
Of course. The platform is going to get you 12077. 12077.
1353.
7353.
Can we get lunch at 24, please?
Georgia lunch is going to be 12081. 12081.
385 George.
7385 George.
Can I get one event 220 West 47th Street, red line?
Alright, our line 47 is going to get you 12089. 12089.
7387 boy.
7387 boy.
I'm Brady 269 going west on the Roosevelt from Morgan. I have an event number.
What was that bus number?
8269.
Alright, that one is going to get you 12099. 12099. You're welcome.
Say why PH2 is back up. Please look up to 2, we're back up.
PH2 to 4, have it clear and back up.
7385 Adam.
7385 Adam.
Number for 95th in the red north.
Alright, Adam, north is going to get you 12140. 12140.
The 385 Frank.
85 Frank.
Here's the event number for red line and Carfield.
85 Frank. 12177. 12177.
7383 Charles.
83 Charles.
Here's the event number at the 69 red line.
12183. 12183.
7385 Henry.
85 Henry.
I get 87th in the red.
87 in the red is going to be 12186. 12186.
7385 Frank.
85 Frank.
Yeah, I got cut off when you gave me the event number.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, Frank. It's going to be 12177. 12177.
Sorry, Frank. 7393 Charlie.
7393 Charlie.
Well, let me get a CTA check at Chicago on the red.
12197. 12197.
7385 Charlie.
7385 Charlie.
Follow me that number for 79 square line.
10-4 12199. 12199.
Cool. 7383 charge.
They got a new school here, but they got all those abandoned buildings. It's kind of strange. Why do you... What's up? I haven't seen you in a while, Dre Moss. Here, look. I was just asking, why did they build that brand new school? Look at this. And maybe I'll do a little circle here, right? I was talking about how all the blacks are pushed out from 75th Street around here. I get it, it's messed up, but the blacks were pushed out by... The migrants are now. There's more migrants here, right? But here, look at this. What's up, Nick? Nick, what you doing, my brother? I was just showing all the lakefront stuff, how they shut it down and there's nobody out there no more. I was going to get... My favorite place on 63rd Street, I used to get my jerk food out there. It's done. Now look, why would they build a brand new high school, like a multi-million-dollar high school? You see that high school there? Look at that. So who's the smart guy on this broadcast today? See that? We're on 75th and Jeffrey. You see that brand new high school? It's a brand new damn high school. Brand new, man. It's like they don't even have this old, the smell is still there. The new smell is there. And then you drive down a few blocks here and you're like, all right, that's cool, a new high school. What's up, my brother? And then you look at all these abandoned buildings here. See that there? 75th Street. See all those abandoned buildings? Why would you build a new high school where it's all abandoned? You see that there? It's all abandoned around here. See that there? Watch. You want to see something here? Look at that. Look at this. It's all abandoned. See that there? This whole area is abandoned. Why would you build a new school? That don't even make sense. You'd build a school where there's people, don't you? Not where there ain't no people. Look at that. That whole building's abandoned. This is Merrill, 75th and Merrill. You see that there? Look at that. Look, it's all abandoned, man. I'm not joking, man. There you go. It's all abandoned. We were just showing down this. We've already been traveling on 75th for a little while. This is a police car got into an accident.
Any injuries?
Negative 1 driver is declining MS. 738 3280.
See this? It's all wiped out here, 75th Street.
3280.
You owe me at 2336 North Oakley. I attempted to stop a car on the Canadian Expressway.
Look at that. It's wiped out, man. It's messed up, man. This is Chicago here. See that there? There ain't nothing open here, man. There ain't nothing open here. Look at that. It's closed. See that there?
Negative 1 driver.
Look at that. See that there? Look at that. There ain't nothing open, man. It's all shut down. This is on Luella here, 75th and Luella. Look at that. The whole block is shut down here. Look at that.
And give me 1 second to get a unit over there for you.
See that there? Not even whatever this is. This a liquor store here? Not even that's open. See that there? Look at that. It's all, look at that. There you go. It's all boarded up, man. Crandon. I always hear gun calls from out here. Crandon, Paxton, Luella. Look at that. It's all wiped out.
Also getting us progress. Oh, there's a guy outside the station. An Uber driver and a customer having an issue because the customer's trying to bring their cat inside the vehicle.
8383 item.
7383.
Give me a best number for Clarkson Division, please.
Right there, the liquor store at the gas station, right there. See that?
12312.
But what
383 boy.
So what I was saying though, they spend all the money on the migrants, so we're gonna end up on South Shore over here. They spend billions of dollars on the migrants to put them in these buildings, and none of that money made it to. Look at it. Every one of these places is not open. Every one. It's 100% here. Look at this. It's all shut down. This is wiped out, but yet they had the migrants down here. I'm going to show you where the migrants used to stay. They had the big ice right there. That's where the migrants were burying people in concrete. Yeah, look at this, man. It's wiped out, man. This is 75th Street. It's wiped out. There ain't no one here, man. This is a little rerun from the earlier video, but we're doing it for effect, right? See that there? Look. What? This is America, man. The mayor's been mayor for 3 years. He hasn't fixed none of this. What happened to all the money that we spent on the migrants? Wasn't that supposed to help these communities? Like, okay, they're abandoned building, let's spend a little money. Maybe we can jump some. Look at all that crap, man. It's all boarded up here. Those are all abandoned buildings. Look at that. Wanna see? Look. These are like, what was that, a mile so far? I'll go around this block. This whole block is empty. Colfax, 75th and Colfax. You wanna see? Let's see. There's a lot of migrants around here, man. 75th and Colfax. Look at all this stuff, man. We were down there with somebody murdered in that building right there. That's somebody murdered in there. I remember that call. Look at it. There's and then what do we also say, right? Right? I gotta make another video here, right? Sorry about that. 7:21 p.m., May 22nd, 2026. We're on 75th Street down here on the east side. We wanted to show you. There is no housing shortage in Chicago. We have a, I don't know what it is. It's not really racism because we got a black mayor and he's against his own black people. But look at this. This whole block is abandoned here. The whole block. It's a complete block. Look at all these units all empty here. I'll show you here. Let me show you this, right? 75th Street, by the way. We're by South Shore. We're by the place where the ice raids were, where Trendiago was living, right? Look at this. Look, there's a building there abandoned. Look at that. This whole building's abandoned there. Look at that. That's an abandoned building. That's a whole block there, man. Check that out. Pretty wild, ain't it? And then you got a mayor that keeps saying we don't have a housing. Damn, there's a whole damn block right there. You could put at least 50 families in there. 50 families at least, I bet you. Look at that. It's all abandoned there, man. The hell, why we got a lying mayor. He keeps lying. But they paid migrants to be down here. Look, it is what it is. If they want to live a good life, the migrants, fine. And if they're here legally, then that's fine with me too. Look at this. This whole, everything is all abandoned. See that there? Look, all these buildings are abandoned. We don't have a housing shortage. See that there? We're on what? I don't even know what damn street we're on here. That liquor store, even that store is closed. Look at it. They got order of order. Everything's closed here, man. Look at that. See it, right? Let me show this to you. See that? It's closed. They have no businesses here. That whole building is shut down there. See that there? We're on what? This is Kingston here, right? Let me show you this, right? So we got on 75th and Kingston. Look at this. This whole block is empty. Why didn't we fix? We could have used all that migrant money, used the migrants as labor, and say, hey, you want to stay in our society? Oh, man, that's all shot up. Look at that. You got bullet holes in this one here. You want to see that one? That's got bullet holes there. You want to see? There's bullet holes right there, man. Yeah, it's a little dangerous down here. Yeah, it's not. No. See, yeah, it's hard to not talk about things, and then you know what? I look. I'm an older white dude, and if I say certain things, they'll call me Ku Klux Klan, racist, all this stuff. I lived all my life in Chicago. My wife's Asian. I have biracial children. Whatever, man. You know what I'm talking about? They all made. But look. We had all those migrants here. Why didn't we use the billions of dollars, use the migrants to fix all these places up? They didn't. Look, this is wiped out. The whole, both sides is wiped out. Look at that. You know, the migrants were right down here on Phillips, right? And then they were down here on South Shore. We're going to end up at South Shore over here. I'm going to show you over here, right? They got some new development here, but remember how did we start the video? We started the video with what? A brand new school. Look at this. This whole block is messed up. Look at that. Look at that. The whole block is empty here. See that there? On Exchange. This is right by the train here. There's a beautiful train station here. Look at this. It's beautiful here. Imagine living right here, man. You could go to downtown on the electric train. That's even environmental. It's electric. See that there? That's environmental, man. That's environmental. That's electric train. That ain't even a diesel, man. Look at this. It's all wiped out here. I was here for a murder, I think, here, too. There was a murder, I think, in that building over there at one time. Right there in that one. Look, it's beautiful. It's environmental, man. Got that? Look, that's an electric train, man. You don't even need Tesla down here. See that there? Look, that's electric. Those lines are electric there. You can go to downtown. Imagine you lived here. You go right down that train to downtown, and you're not even using diesel fuel, right? You're an environmentalist then. See that there? Look at that. It's beautiful down here. See that there? We're going to take you to the building where Tren de Agua lived, right? And they were murdering people, putting people into... They were putting people into the concrete. They were murdering people and burying them into concrete. The guy even admitted it. At the Citgo, that's the only thing's open down here, man. Citgo is owned by Venezuela. Everybody knows that, right? It's a Venezuelan... It's owned under Venezuela. Look at that. It's beautiful. Imagine living next to the train. Man, you can go to Indiana on this train, or you can go to what? Downtown on this train. Both. That's cool right there. See that there? But what? They're kicking the blacks out of here. That's what they're doing. Look at that whole corner is wiped out. Look at that. The whole corner is wiped. See that there? I'll show you. Look at this guy waiting for the bus right here. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna be quiet, right? He ain't black. He's Mexican. See that? Or he's Hispanic. You see this guy right here? Look, this guy walking right there. It's a Hispanic right there. You see that there? Right there, man. It's Hispanic. This ain't a Hispanic neighborhood, bro. Never was. I don't think it was since I grew up. And then we're gonna end it here, right? This is Coles, 75th and Coles. Look at it, it's wiped out. So think about it, they had all the migrants here. Man, there's another building messed up. Look at that, it's all messed up over there. See that there? It's messed up. Remember, mayor's been mayor 3 years. He hasn't done nothing here. Except they did what? They spent money on the migrants. This is the migrant building where the ICE raids happened. They said it was fake. There was no migrants. And it was confirmed. These were migrant Tren de Aguas in here. That's 75th and South Shore. Shut down. They got the money from Biden. When the Biden money dried up, it was gone. Guess who used to live in that building? Blacks lived in that building. That's a black building. Then they put the migrants in there. They pushed out some blacks. And now what? There is nobody living in there. Now all the blacks are pushed out of there, right? Blacks used to live in that building. Now they're not living there. You want me to show you another building they did that? They did that over on 61st and King Drive. I talked to the people in the neighborhood. Same thing. Blacks used to live in the building. They put the migrants in there. They pushed the blacks out. Now what? The building's boarded up. You think they're going to let blacks back in that building? I highly doubt it. Look at that. You want to see this here? Look. Again, a new school built right there. You see that there? That was all Tren de Aguas in here. There was some blacks in here. But this was in the old days. This was all black people lived in here. It's a black neighborhood. There you go. Now, who lives here? No one lives here. No one lives here. So, they use the migrants to push the blacks out. You got that? They're using them as tools of gentrification. That's the point. It's the point of this video, right? The tools of gentrification. Got that? Can I get in there? Or no? Is that shut down there? That's a school there. We don't want to get busted, right? I'll make a U-turn and I'll show you guys that whole building, right? There's more buildings over here that are abandoned. I'll keep moving, right? There's a brand new school here, grammar school. The South Shore School, brand new. And we just seen that other school there, brand new. Why would you build brand new schools if you had all these abandoned buildings? Well, because you're planning on somebody else living here. That's what's happening. There you go. We're going to end. I'm running 2 videos right now. I'm making a side video, right? There you go. Remember, this is the one they made a big show about. This is where they had the helicopters. Remember that? They had jumped on the roof here. And they said there's no Tren de Agua here, and then they found out there was a multiple Tren de Aguas here, right? Again, there's a story that one of the Tren de Aguas here murdered a guy and buried him in cement, and he laughed at the cops. He goes, "You're never gonna find the dead body because he's in the cement. You'll never find him." Yeah, that guy lived in this building here. Tren de Agua. That's what this is. Blacks used to be here. Migrants came. They got a bunch of money. Never fixed the building. There's a guy that used to be the maintenance guy. He's got tons of videos on TikTok about this. He tells you the whole story. I'm not even telling you an original story. Is a black guy was the maintenance guy here. He tells the whole story of how this happened. He tells the whole story. I'm not making up this stuff. I watched all his videos. He's on TikTok. I forget his name. You know him. He's got long dreads. Skinny guy. Dark-skinned skinny guy. He tells you the whole story of here. And now guess what? How many blacks are living here now? None. It's closed down. Why don't you check 62nd and King Drive on the west side of the street? How many blacks are living there? None. You can go to all of these buildings where they put the migrants. We'll go over to Phillips if you want. You want to go over to the Phillips one where they had the migrant murders inside of the building? The one we were at Thanksgiving? You know how many people living in there? No, there's people living there. They reopened that building, I think. I got to check who lives in there now. But here there was black people living in there. Oh, Jonathan says go by. All right, I will. I have to try it out. Yeah, I was downtown yesterday. I looked at it. Downtown was sketchy. So there you go. 75th and South Shore. The ICE building where Benovi raided the building with a helicopter. They said there was no Tren de Aguas. And it was Tren de Aguas here. And now it's shut down. And what happened? They kicked all the black people out. We're going one more video for you here. We're going to turn around so you can see it, right? Look at this. This is a beautiful place. Imagine, who do you think is going to live here in 20 years when we're all old? I won't live that. I hope to live 30 years. We'll see. I hope to live another 30. Who do you think is going to live here in 30 years, everybody? Who do you think is going to live here? You want to see what's right here? 75th on the lake. Look at this. Who do you think is going to live here? Did you know that this was this kind of a place? There's a beach right here. It's a private beach. Look at this. Has anybody ever seen this in Chicago? Did you know that this was Chicago? Look at this. Look. This is like living in Florida, man. But you're not going to get flooded out. Florida's flooding out. Look at that. And in California, what is it? They're having fires, right? Look, you want to see the downtown here? Why do you think they're pushing people out of here? There you go. Downtown's right in front of you, man. But you're not downtown. Then how do you get to downtown? Environmental electric train. You can go downtown by snapping on the environmental electric train. You have a beach. There you go, Holly. Yes, Holly, you figured it out. They want the blacks out of here. This is ultra gentrification. By what? The people that are running the city. It's not about blacks and whites. This is about gentrification, putting people out. And they use a guy, black. You know, if they want to, they'll put a Mexican as mayor. They'll put a white person as mayor. They'll put a Jew as a mayor. They'll put whatever up as a mayor. Whatever the flavor of the day is, that's how they work. That's how they work. It's pretty cool property here. I would love to live here. Right on the lakefront. They got the fresh breeze in back of me. This is a school for your kids right here. And it's even famous. And I got another video running, I'll shut down. And it's even famous. They used to have Tren de Agua right there. That's where they jumped on the roof with the helicopters. There you go. We're gonna go a little south here, right? Oh, that's Tren de Agua, that building right there. 75th Street. Cleaning it out. Cleaning it out. They don't like me, man. I have death threats every day. '70th Street, 75th Street, getting cleaned out of the black people. That's what's happening here. 7:30 p.m., May 22nd, 2026. Ethnic cleansing. You don't have to be a damn rocket science and Nobel laureate to see that. It's obvious. It's so obvious. It's not even ridiculous. It's not even ridiculous. It's so obvious. It's right in front of your eyeballs, man. If you think this is anything else than ethnic cleansing, then you must be crazy. Has nothing to do with being poor. This is not poor neighborhood. Shit, look at this crap. I'm gonna take you over here. It's not poor. This is Uber land. You know who wants to live here, right? The rich people, but they don't want to be around the blacks. So they don't want to get rid of these people, and they're using the migrants to get rid of them. Look at this. You're right here. This is Rainbow Beach. It's right here. That's the beach right in front of you. Imagine you have a house right here. Imagine that, huh? Look at that. They even put the blocks there so you can't get in. That won't stop me. You know that. I got a monster truck. That don't stop me at all. There you go. We're right at the beach right here. You can't get in there no more. You got to pay to get in now. We're going to go to Rainbow Beach. There you go. But who was in the middle of it? The migrants. That's the point, Angela. The migrants are used as tools of gentrification. That's what's happening. Gentrification of the whole city. And look, I use blacks as the term, but they don't care who, if you're black, white, or Mexican, or Hispanic, or Asian. They're going to kick you out. I'll keep moving. I just got to post this other video. I'm working on this other one. I do a video and I do live feed. I do both, right? So, because people will say that I'm cheating, I'm lying, I'm blah, 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 right? So I make two videos. That way you don't say I'm lying. That the live feed is the truth, right? That's the live. But if you make a video, people say, oh, the video's AI, it's blah, 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 blah. Bullshit, right? And guess who made AI? AI was made by the liberals. And the liberals will say, the liberal will be the first one to say it's AI. Look at that, man. That's probably a migrant car right there, right? Don't have a license plate. Look at that. It's beautiful. Man, don't you want to live here? It's right by the lake. This is a beautiful spot, man. Look at this place. This is perfect living. You're right on the lake. We're going to go to Rainbow Beach next. I gotta watch it. There you go. Angela just figured it out. She goes, oh, yeah. That whole building had black people on 75th Street. They got a brand new school across the street. They got the high school over there. What was that? On Jeffrey, right? Was that Jeffrey where we were at? Where they had the brand new high school? So they put a brand new grammar school, a brand new high school, but yet all the buildings are boarded up, right? Hey, think about it. Why would you build a new high school? That don't make no sense. Unless you know something's gonna happen. And look, it don't matter if it's black people, Hispanics, Chinese, Mexicans, even the migrants. It don't matter. We're all gonna get kicked out. If we don't obey to their rules, if we don't listen to them, they're gonna arrest us, lock us up, take our shit, and throw us out. Look, there's another building right there, right there. That one, look at that. They keep saying we have a housing shortage. Look at that. Hey, you can put a bunch of families in there. There's a bunch of cars behind me. I'm blocking traffic. Look at that. That's a beautiful. Who wouldn't want to live in that? I want to live in that building. I'll live in there right now while it's boarded up. You're right on the lake. Look at that. Is that a beautiful building there? Look at that. That's beautiful there, huh? Did you guys know that building was abandoned? Check this building out. The mayor keeps saying that we have a housing shortage. Look at this beautiful building here. Look at that. Look at that. We're at 78th Street and South Shore. I'll show you where this building's at. He keeps lying. The mayor keeps lying, saying we have a housing shortage. We don't have a housing shortage. We were just on 75th Street. Right? We're just on 75th Street. There ain't no housing shortage, right? There you go. Look at that. You got a housing shortage? Look at that. There ain't no housing shortage. Look at that building. It's beautiful. You got people that living in there, they don't want them there and they want to get rid of them. That's the problem here. There you go. '78th and Coles. You just seen it, right? I ain't making it. Look, I don't live in this neighborhood. I didn't never worked here. I worked on 63rd and Stoneleigh. Let me write this up. The city doesn't have a housing shortage. The city has, they want to get rid of people out of certain neighborhoods shortage. That's what they want. We're going to keep going on. That's why they made all these streets with all the parks with those pay things. Just let me post this video, right? (7:40 p.m. May 22nd, 2026). What street was this? Does anybody remember? Oh, it's 78th and South Shore. 78th and South Shore. All right, let's get out of here. What's up, Papa? What's the question? You asking me a question, Papa? Go ahead, ask whatever you want. This is America. You can do whatever you want. What do you got? What's up, Papa? You gonna do one of those surprise questions? Well, we'll see how it goes. Hey, look at that. Look at that building. Is that beautiful or what? Look at that. Who wouldn't want to live in that building? That's a beautiful damn building. It's right on the lake. It's a beautiful neighborhood. This was expensive out here in the old days. And what happened? They wanted to get rid of them, so they did stuff. They got rid of all the expensive people. Then they got a bunch of subsidized housing or whatever they did out here. I don't know what they've been doing for the last 20, 30 years. Now they say, oh, we want to get rid of those people now. So now they're doing something else. They throw some migrants in here. They throw a little crack cocaine here, a little bit of fentanyl, right? They confiscate some buildings, whatever they do. They put a little ICE agents on the roof, tear gas a bunch of people, right? That's what they do. It's beautiful out here. Look, there's another building. Look at that. How about that? Look at that. That's a beautiful building there. How about that one? I'd love to live in that one. That's not Art Deco. That's a Baroque. I think that's Baroque called, with the shells like that. That's a beautiful building. Look at that. It touches the beach right there. It touches the beach. There you go, man. See that there? Land theft. They did that to the Indians. Remember the Indians? You know, the Indians were the Indians, right? Frontiersmen, they came, they did their things, and they made the deals. Yeah, we'll give you some measles and some blankets, man, and some whiskey. And all right, whatever. Because the Indians didn't really have a sense of property, right? They just, whatever they had, they had. Oh, man, they put a fence on that place right there. They never had a fence there. That's brand new there. That's not even a week old, that fence there. That's dangerous there. They got chemicals in there, man. Oh, man, that's my off-road spot, too, man. That sucks, man. That's bogus. Whatever. Rainbow Beach. There you go. I don't know, Papa. I don't know. You know, there's a lot of illegal Africans. There's a lot of illegal Polishes. There's even Irish illegals. There's a lot of the Irish that are in our country now. Their parents came from the Great Potato Famine. Yeah. Why only the Mexican neighborhoods? You know why, Papa? Why? Because they're wiping out the Mexican money. Because every immigrant community has what? Has a normal market and a black market. The black market is the people who are what? Undocumented. And they work hard, they pay for cash. There's a cash market, right? Every community has it. The Chinese, the Irish, the Africans, the Indians on Devon Avenue, the Palestinians out there on 87th and Harlem. They all have two markets, a black market, open market, under the table. Dishwashers, all of that stuff, right? So what happened? The Mexicans are really powerful because there's a lot of them in Chicago and they work hard. And think about this. Brandon Johnson said what? You are not welcomed in Chicago, ICE. And then what did JB Pritzker say? If you come for me, if you come for them, you've got to go through me. But when the ICE went into the Mexican neighborhoods, what happened? Nothing happened. Did you see Brandon Johnson out there? He said he was an organizer. Did you see Brandon Johnson tying himself on the street, blocking ICE? Absolutely not. Did you see JB Pritzker on the street, blocking ICE? Absolutely not. Did they go to court to do an injunction? Did they do anything to stop ICE on 26th Street? Nothing. And what happened since then? 26th Street's going down. The money's going down now. Why? Because the Mexicans and the Hispanics in Chicago are powerful. They have a lot of money. They're ready to be mayor. I think they should have won the last election. The problem is they put just Chuy Garcia in there. They should have a good Hispanic mayor. And I know people say we don't want to do racial politics anymore. But look, the Hispanics have, just like the Slavics have, just like every other ethnic group. But think about it. The Hispanics haven't had a mayor ever. So to answer your question, Poppy, why did they let them go there? Why did Brandon Johnson let the ICE go to 26th Street? Is to wipe out their monetary base. That's why. That's why. Look at that. They leave the scooter right there, right? Right in the middle of the street. That scooter company should be ticketed. Look, now this, everybody knows Rainbow Beach always been packed on a Friday night. It be always packed. Anybody from anywhere knows that Rainbow Beach was always packed on Friday nights. Look at it. Look, and I just made these videos earlier of left-wing fascism. Look what they did. They don't need to put up a gate. They can say it's all paid parking. You got to pay. This was paid parking This was paid parking and always was paid parking. It always was paid parking. You had to pay here. They had the machines here. The sticker machine. It was always paid parking. This is denial of access. That's what this is. There's always paid parking here. It was never free parking and never was free parking. Never was. Well, what? They want to deny people access. And look at this. Friday night, Rainbow Beach. What do you see? Who are they pushing out here? The blacks. This is anti-black. This is anti-black. White people don't hang down here. The migrants were hanging here. Look at this beautiful view. Huh? I bet you in 5 or 10 years that gate will be gone. You want to bet? Look at that view. Isn't that a nice view there? Look at that. We're on Rainbow Beach now, huh? Those gates are anti-black. That's what they are. They have nothing else. There's no other reason for having those gates there. Except to keep black people out, right? That's what that's about. I wrote a few articles about it, right? It's gentrification of the entire city. Yes, yes. And guess what other part of the city was number one? The Magnificent Mile. So they wiped out two of the places that made the most money, the Mag Mile and Pilsen. Yes, Holly got it right. Pilsen was the second largest economy in Chicago, and I think it was listed as the 8th or 9th largest economy in the country. Bigger than LA, and LA has a bigger Hispanic community. But Chicago's Hispanic community was hard working in the factories and doing all kinds of things, and they have all kinds of industries here. Then they become independent, right? Because they believe in assimilations, right? Just like black people. Blacks are Americans. They're not blacks. Blacks are Americans. You're pure Americans. I don't know why they keep saying African Americans. You're not African. You're an American. Your blacks are Americans. They're not African American. They're Americans. Pure Americans. The purest form of Americanism, right? Same thing with Hispanics. Mexican Hispanics that are in Little Village, they assimilate. And they figure out how to make a lot of money. So what do? When ICE came, they let ICE go into Little Village and they wiped it out. That's what they did. They look at the businesses. It went down to like 30 or 40% over there. It's all about taking our shit. It's all, oh man, those guys are stuck there. See, those, I think they're my migrants there, man. Shh, be quiet. They can't get out, man. Cut that damn gate, man. What, they don't let you out or what? ¿Qué pasó? It should open up automatically. It's going to be automatic, man. Yeah, you don't have to pay. It goes by your license plates. Those are migrants, man. What's up, my brother? This is some bullshit, ain't it? I was just saying, I was at 63rd Street. These places packed on Friday nights, weren't they? I used to get my jerk chicken and stuff on. You know where by 63rd, I used to get my food there and the music. You're laughing. That was the best place to get food. If you wanted to get a girlfriend, you come out here. See you, my brother. See that? It's completely empty. Look at this. Look at this. It's completely empty. On a Friday night. You get it, Poppy? Yeah, Holly, Pilsen, was that area, 26. Little Village and Pilsen were what economy in the United States? What rank? Oh man, I don't got. Sorry about the connection. Yeah, force feeding, but guess what, Troy? It was always paid parking here. It never was free parking here. They had the meters here. You don't know that? Here, I'll show you. That was where the machine used to be, right there, man. They used to always be paid parking. There never was free parking here. Never was. This is denial of access. They want people out. And look, it's Friday night. It's completely empty. It's completely empty here. It's empty. Right? I'll make another video. I'm making of every beach, man. Hey, man, look, it don't matter what we think and what we feel. If we don't watch out, we're all gonna be out. Yeah, I'm now down by Rainbow Beach. Again, completely empty. This was the party spot. This was the party spot. 63rd Street, you got the food. Down here, you came down to party. It's a beautiful spot. And what I was saying, that I'm live feeding on Facebook too. People say, oh yeah, this is, you get free 15 minutes. But this was always paid parking here. They had the machines here. You had to get the sticker. So it isn't about paying for parking. It's denial of access. And now look at it. It's completely empty. Lately, there was a lot of migrants in this beach here. Migrants were partying here a lot. But what was this mostly filled with? African Americans. Came out here on Friday night. On the weekends, relax. Now look at this. Completely wiped out. Imagine a park district would want more people in their parks, right? Why would a park district create a system of gates? And now, on a Friday night at 7:57 p.m., May 22nd, 2026, look at this. Rainbow Beach is completely empty. Completely. I've been here in the winter when there's snow on the ground, there's people out here. Why? Because it's a great view. I'll show you the view here. You want to see the view? This is one of the best views of the city. This is completely opposite of Montrose. It's about as far as Montrose is on the north side. You want to see? It's a beautiful view here. Look at this. Unobstructed view of downtown Chicago. See that? See those yellow things there? That's where the machine used to be to pay for the tickets here. This was always paid parking. They lie. The park district lies. Again, why would a park district make their park inaccessible? Because they're fascists. That's why. They want to kick people out of our city, especially in this area. This is black people. They want them out. They want to steal their land. That's what they want. Friday night, Rainbow Beach. Look at this. It's a beautiful beach. Anybody who knows Rainbow Beach, Friday night. Same thing like 63rd Street Beach. Those are always packed on the weekends. Friday nights, Saturday nights, Sunday nights. Sunday, they shut down a little bit early. See that? There's always paid parking. It always was paid parking. Ain't nobody out here no more. What happened?
They don't want to pay the parking fee.
But it always was paid parking. You just paid for the sticker. Remember? They always was paid parking here. They put the gates up now.
Car, so I've never had to worry about it.
I'm making a live feed video. I'm like, I've never seen it this empty out here.
Yeah, I know.
Never on a Friday night.
No.
This is where you can get a girlfriend.
Yeah, I walked in from up the road and I only passed 4 people in the whole park.
This is shocking to see this.
Yeah.
It's on a Friday night.
All I hope is that they're talking about on the radio. They're talking about festivals and stuff we're starting today. I'm hoping that's where they're at.
This is not how a park should be.
Yeah.
Parks are for people. This is not. Take it easy. SubX.News. I'm live feeding that way, and I just want to check with you. I'm not crazy. This place used to always be packed on Friday night.
I come in here all the time, and I've never seen it just dead.
No, it's crazy. All right, take it easy. All right, be safe. Have a good summer. My name is John, by the way.
Jim.
So take it easy, Jeff. There we go. We just interviewed somebody, right? And he said he's never seen it like this. Never seen it like this. So one more time, let's say this for the record, because I'm videotaping this on another phone. Imagine, why would a park district do something that destroys its own park? Meaning, why would a park district make it so people don't look? This other parking lot's completely empty too there. See that there? Look at that. See that there? It's completely empty. Oh, who is this guy? Is that a cop there or something? It's got some sirens on this thing. See that there? It's completely empty out here. Why would a park district destroy its own parks? Imagine that kind of a leadership. Imagine someone who does something that is detrimental to the thing that you're using. So a park is for the public, and we just came here to Rainbow Beach. We were at 63rd Street Beach. We were at the Science and Industry Museum Park. All these parks are completely empty on a Friday night. And guess who did that? Brandon Johnson and Carlos Rosa, the head of the park district. They just destroyed their own parks. And the 3 parks we just showed you are mostly what? Most people that come here are African American, blacks. So it's what? It's a racism thing. They want the blacks not to come here. That's what it is. It's purely racist. This shit down here is racism. It's pure racism down here in this part. Because this is occupied 90 to 80% blacks down here. So you're denying them what? Access. And you're saying, no, they still have to pay. No, they always had to pay, but there never was gates. That's the point. The gate is the access. That's how it's racism. That's what all I gotta say. I'm just saying that. You can agree with me or not. That's what you do. But you just seen the video like I just made it. So That's it. All right, I'm going to shut this other video on. It's 8:02. We're going to listen to some news because I've been talking too much. It's in some news. We can't listen to radio. Radio will get me banned from Facebook.
Trafficked to Andrew at his home in Royal Lodge back in 2010. She has not officially brought this claim to police, though, so it's not part of the ongoing investigation. Police said that if she wishes to report this to police, it will be taken seriously and handled with care.
The former prince denies any wrongdoing. A new record-breaking climb at Yosemite National Park's El Capitan.
A 7-year-old boy has become the world's youngest person to ever climb El Capitan, the world's largest monolith. Joey Evermore takes over the record from his brother Sam, who made the climb when he was 8 years old and was also on hand to assist Joey in this expedition. Joey started as a 6-year-old, turned 7 on Wednesday during the climb, and reached the summit on Thursday evening. Joey's full name is Joey
Park
Danger
District.
Evermore, so yes, Danger is quite literally his middle name. Mike
If you
Dubusky,
look at all the
ABC
beaches
News.
that we went to
A
this
woman was
night,
taken into custody in
these were
Raleigh, North
only-
Carolina, after police say she shot 2 attorneys outside of the Wake County Courthouse. Officials say the woman had become belligerent during her court
Denying
appearance
access to
and
local
eventually left
residents.
the building and returned with a
3
handgun,
beaches
shooting
completely
2
empty
opposing
on a Friday
attorneys in her
night.
civil case. No word on the condition of the shooting
This
victims.
is Rainbow Beach.
Wall Street, the Dow closing up
8 p.m.
294 points,
May
another record.
22nd,
Dave
2026.
Packer, ABC News.
Hot summer days and high energy bills are on the way. Upgrade your home's old leaky windows this month during Window Nation's Buy 4 Get 4 free sale. Yes, half of your new beautiful energy efficient windows free. Plus no money down and no monthly payments or interest for 2 years. Call now 866-200-8670 or windownation.com. In select markets, trust our family of brands, New South Window and ArmorView. That's 866-200-8670
Question has
or
to be, why would a park
windownation.com to
district
book a consultation.
destroy its own facilities?
Chicago's news traffic and
People
weather
don't
station,
wanna go
News Radio 1059 and
That must be a sick
WBBMNewsRadio.com.
person who makes these types of
It
decisions.
is 8:05 on this Friday, the 22nd of May. Good evening. I'm John Welty. Thanks for joining us. 61 degrees in Chicago under mostly cloudy skies, going to a low in the mid-50s overnight. Tomorrow could see a passing morning shower. Otherwise, highs near 60 along the lakefront, closer to 70 farther inland. The AccuWeather 5-day forecast is coming up in 10 minutes, but first our top local story on News Radio WBBM. A 22-year-old man from Chicago is now in custody, accused of shooting a deputy with the LaPorte County, Indiana Sheriff's Department at a hospital in Michigan City. WBBM's Mike Krauser reports that officer remains in critical condition at this hour.
The deputy, John Samuelson, stopped to help a man whose car broke down. That man, identified as 22-year-old Sherrod Grafton Jr. of Chicago, asked to be taken to the hospital for some reason. The deputy dropped him off, according to State Police Sergeant Glenn Fifield, and then learned Grafton may have been involved in an earlier crime. He returned to speak to him.
Went back in to discuss it with him, and that's when this physical altercation took place and resulted in him being shot.
The deputy was shot 3 times inside the hospital. Fifield says Grafton ran and was caught in a wooded area near the hospital. A gun was recovered. It's unclear if the deputy searched Grafton before giving him a ride to the hospital. Sheriff Ron Heek says Samuelson comes from a police family.
Yes, his father was employed at Franciscan, Michigan City, in their security unit and was at the hospital at the time.
He said the father did not witness his son's shooting. Samuelson is 33, a 12-year veteran. In Michigan City, Mike Krauser, News Radio 1059 WBBM.
Chicago police on the lookout for the person who shot and killed an elderly man on the city's south side. It happened about 1:30 this afternoon near 81st and Laughlin in the Auburn-Gresham neighborhood. A 74-year-old man was inside a home. He was shot twice and taken to a nearby hospital where first responders say he died. At this hour, no one is yet in custody. A local minor league baseball team ran into major league trouble on the road.
Get a call early in the morning on Thursday in disbelief that the bus it's on fire and it's been completely destroyed.
Curtis Haug is vice president and general manager of the Kane County Cougars. The team was in Winnipeg, Canada, playing the Goldeyes. The bus was parked right outside the ballpark. A 15-year-old girl in Winnipeg has been charged with arson.
Nobody was hurt, so that was good. But then we got to figure out how we're going to get a bus together, because we're playing in Winnipeg, that afternoon. And as soon as that game's over, we got to go to Fargo.
The bus that burned up was
building
a charter
that
bus.
data
The Cougars
center
don't
out
own
here.
it, and they were
Microchips for the military
to get another bus to Fargo, and they still have to
Everybody
get back
knows
to
that this is a
Chicago.
military project, right?
Cougars got the win up there in Winnipeg, so that was good.
Terry Kashner, News
Building
Radio
super
1059
chips.
WBBM.
Secret, it's a secret. It's a secret thing, and we asked for the documents, and J.B. Pritzker's office says we're not going to give you the documents because it's non-disclosure. Well, how can you have non-disclosure with the government? And we got those FOIAs. That's 2 years ago we've been working on this one. Yeah, this is a military project here. Yep.
From Randolph to Armitage and then Foster to Highland, 16 to Montrose, 26 to O'Hare. Your express lanes inbound should save you about 4 minutes. The Eisenhower now slow passing Harlem, and then Sacramento to the Jane Byrne interchange, 38 in from the Jane Addams, 20 from Manheim. Outbound doing great right now, 31 minutes to the Jane Addams. No delays for you on the Stevenson at this time, 25 minutes from I-355 to DeSable Lakeshore Drive in both directions. The Dan Ryan, 17 minutes in from the Bishop Ford merge to the Jane Byrne interchange. Outbound, you're heavy from the Byrne interchange to 18th, and then Garfield down to the split, 18 minutes to the Bishop Ford split. I-57 doing well, 15 minutes in either direction. The Bishop Ford inbound a little slow from 115 to the Ryan, 17 minutes in from 8094.
This is a military
outbound,
project.
From 130th to the Steel Bridge.
These
That
are
long-term
mercenaries.
roadwork making you slow down to about
This
22
company
minutes
that's
from the
building this one, the company that's building this, they were the ones that had the guys, they're BlackRock, I believe. They're connected to BlackRock on top, the big company, right? These guys here, they're connected to Iraq. You remember when they were killing the civilians in Iraq? That's when, what's his name? WikiLeaks guy. Remember that when you leaked them that they were killing the Iraqis? That company that ran that contractors is connected to these guys. Oh yeah, they are. Guardia World, man. Above the Guardia World. These are connected to them. I'm pretty sure I already did the research on this one. These guys are connected to killings in Iraq. Right here. This company right here. Building this right here on the lakefront. So again, remember what I said about going to Rome and people made fun of me? I said, oh, you're stupid, John. You're talking about Rome and all that crap, man, John. Oh, you dumbbell, man. You're a dumbbell, man. You're a dumbbell, right? You know who tells me a dumbbell when I talk about Rome? The liberals do. The liberals really attack me when I talk about Rome. I said, Rome? Why would you go to Rome? That's a colonizer. They're like Catholic. First of all, the mayor is not Catholic. Secondly, why do you go to Rome? Because Rome was a colonizer. They colonized the world, right? Through religion, right? Then they killed people. Rome, the Holy Roman Empire, the Crusades. Then they did the Spanish. They would kill you. Then they killed like Copernicus or one of them who said the world's round. Didn't like the Catholic Church kill the guy that said the world's round because they said the world's flat. That's the guy that Brandon now is visiting. The progressive who says he's a progressive that's for human rights is going to visit the church that used to kill people when they said the world's round. Yeah, that's kind of weird, ain't it? And they colonized the world, right? The Catholic Church is a colonizer. Everybody knows that. I mean, I'm religious. It's all right with me. That's the past, right? I'm not. That's the past. What they did, they can change. But the point is, why would you make a deal with a military contractor, huh? Right? Why is Chicago progressives making deals with military contractors? Remember the 38th Street, California, migrant toxic camp? Well, this is the same thing. I've talked to guys out here. They say there's cyanide buried here. This is done deal here. You can see they have already the buildings up. You want to see here? There ain't no protest stopping this. You want to see here? I've off-roaded in here. I got videos of me back here. They can't do that anymore. I go to military prison. You see that there? They're already building out here. But the question has to be is why would Chicago mayor make deals with military contractors? Why is the Chicago mayor making deals with military contractors? This is a military, then this is a military project. This is a military. This is a global military. This is not American military. This is global. These guys are like MI-16s and Mossad and all of those guys. They're the big guys. These are the guys that do wars and stuff. These guys. These guys do wars. They don't attack a country. They don't. This is not that. This is above that. Everybody knows how the world runs, right? There's people that run everything. These are those guys right here that are doing this project right there. Look them up. Look them up. These are dangerous people here. One time I had some things to do when I was working at the union. I don't know if it was BlackRock, the guy that ran the same guys that did the Iraqi killings. I figured out they were doing something in CPS. They had some contract. I don't know what it was. I think nursing contract. Look at that. They got a bunch of stuff over there already, right? They got it. It's all done over there. It's a military contractor here. That's what this is. They didn't remediate the cyanide. Guy says they used to dump the cyanide here. They used to drill holes and dump cyanide into the ground here. The guy told me that. Just like over at the 38th in California site, they said it's all poison down there. And they kept saying, no, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Remember that? Remember they kept saying it's okay? Remember that? And then what? They finally said, it's not okay. And Governor Pritzker pulled the plug. Now, I got removed from a local development council because of that, because I blew the whistle on that. I said, they're making a side deal to do that thing over there. And it's not safe. And then they got rid of me, right? And they're gentrifiers. They're gentrifiers. McKinley Park Development Council, they're gentrifiers. That's who those guys are. Right? I'm going to turn off my other phone here. It's almost out of battery. So the question has to be, why would a progressive, anti-military, defund the police mayor who says that blacks have been harmed by colonization, blacks have been harmed by militarization, right? Then make a deal and allow a military contractor into his city? Kind of strange, right? And then, for some reason, you start to see the beaches in this area are blocked off. Then, for some reason, you see 75th Street's empty, right? You can call me a tin hat crazy. You can call me whatever you want. You're watching the same... Listen, why I do live feeds and I repeat myself and you like what I say or not like what they say, or if I repeat myself, that's how I teach. I'm a teacher. I'm a trained teacher. I taught carpentry inside of a high school. I was taught a certain way to do things. You repeat it. You repeat it, you repeat it, you repeat it. You know why you repeat it? Not to pass a test. I could care less about testing. I don't care about testing. When the construction kid leaves my class, I want to make sure when he's working without me in the classroom and he's working in the field, he doesn't get hurt. He doesn't cut his arm off. He doesn't drill into they just drilled into a pipe in LA. Did you see that story? I didn't put it yet on SubX.News. Look Google right now while you're watching this. In LA, a construction crew drilled into an oil pipeline under the ground. And they got an oil spill in the middle of LA. Yeah, look it up. It's kind of wild. And you're like, what? Read it. So, I'm a construction teacher. I don't want my students to be on TV drilling into pipelines, right? That's nice out there, right? That's the point. That's why I repeat myself and I talk a certain way. It's not to talk down to people. It's not to hurt you or your feelings and all that crap, man. You've got feelings, that's okay. I got feelings too, you know? The way I talk is to do what? So that what I'm saying gets remembered, right? And look, you can agree with me or not. I got students that are doing construction today that are doing things that I might not agree with, but guess what? They're making a ton of money. So hey, they might know something better than me, but I'm just, what, I'm 58. If you're 28, that's 30 years difference. You probably know some new things. Does that mean everything you do is good? I don't know. Does that mean everything you do is bad? No. That means you learned some things and you're making some money. That's all I care about. When I was a carpentry teacher, that's why I repeat myself and talk a certain way. So what? People get to know what I'm saying. And the part of that is the video, which is live, and I'm explaining why I do it this way, as I'm a teacher. You get to decide what you see. You can make your own mind up. You know, when I was doing these videos about 4 years ago in downtown, I used to show the downtown was empty. The white liberals, the white men, it was mostly white men between 30 and 50. They were calling me all kinds of nasty names, really nasty, filthy names. They were filthy scumbags. They were Ku Klux Klan. That's what they were. West Loop Tom, he's Ku Klux Klan. That guy's Ku Klux Klan. Ben Panko, he's Ku Klux Klan, white supremacist. And the other guy, there's a Michigan professor, Jeff Trouser, he's a white supremacist. He's an Antifa white supremacist. Yeah, you can be Antifa white supremacist, sure you can. These guys were calling me all kinds of nasty names. And I used to do the video of downtown to show how empty it is. And now you look at it. 4 years later, it's even worse. It's worse than it was 4 years ago. That's why I do my live videos. You get to decide what you see. You can agree with my wording. You can get your feelings hurt. You can call me whatever you want because of what I say. But my video stands on its own as a proof of what you see. You can say what you want. We were just traveling, and I'm going to end the video now because I got to go do something here, right? You know where I'm going, right? I'm on 95th Street. I'll show you where I'm going, okay? I might do a, we missed the sunset. So we want to do a sunset on Friday night. I was going to go check out Calumet Beach, but maybe I'll do a video about that, right? And then I won't do a live. But I need to end the live because I want to go do something right now. It's personal, right? You get to decide what you see means to you. What I say is what I see and what I feel in my experience. I'm 58. I'm an immigrant. I'm a political refugee from Czechoslovakia. I'm a political refugee. That's who I am. I have a political refugee stamp of how I got into this country when I was 2 years old with my mom and my dad. I'm a political refugee. So I know a little bit about immigration and refugees and all that crap. I know a little bit about communism because my mom said she didn't want to live under communism. She said, I don't want to live here when she seen the tanks come into the country in 1968. That's why I'm here, because my mom said she don't want to live under communism, okay? That's why I'm here. I'm a political refugee. And I've been living here, I'm 58, so that means I've been living here 56 years. My parents moved to Austria. This is where I'm going, by the way. I'm going, you know where I'm at, right? I'm going to get me some dinner. Right, Nick? So my mom said I want to live under communism. They left Czechoslovakia when the tanks came in. They lived in Austria for a few years to get the paperwork to come to America, and I've been in America 56 years. So I have a way of seeing things as an immigrant. I've done other things. I'll talk about my personal story in another video. That's not what I want to talk about. So I see things and then I say things. And you can turn off the sound. I don't care what you do with my videos. My videos are open source, Creative Commons. All of my work that's done by me in SubX.News is Creative Commons. You can do anything you want with it. I don't care what you do with it. If you make a lot of money, please pass me some. I would appreciate it because I'm broke and I need some new tires on my truck. And I need to do the clock spring. I need my gears fixed. And I need my catalytic converter fixed. So I gotta come up with about $4 or $5 grand in the next year or two to fix up my car. So if you make $1 billion selling my crap, send me some money so I can fix my Jeep. I appreciate that. But everything I do is Creative Commons, meaning it's open source for anybody to use for whatever reason you want. Hopefully you don't use it for negativity, but that's okay. That's your business. And the reason I do that is this. Because it's documenting what I see in the city. Right now it's 8:21 p.m. I'm right in front of Calumet Fisheries. This place burned down a little while ago and the young guys fixed it up. I think their dad passed away or their grandpa passed away. If he didn't, I don't mean to say nothing wrong. But the reason I'm here is because I'm going to go get me something, okay? And the reason I'm here is this is what Chicago's about. People who are immigrants, they fought hard and they build businesses that are legacies here. Are things supposed to last forever? No. Some things can change. And there's good change and there's bad change. And I'm going to finish this because this is what this video is about. When you close off beaches where black people go, that's racism. You can call it what you want. When you pay for migrants billions of dollars, and where black people lived, those houses are now boarded up, that's racism. That's pure racism. When you put up gates and when you board up houses that where black people went, that's racism. And when you do it systemically, it's called ethnic cleansing. That's documented in the United Nations. The video you just seen today is ethnic cleansing. That's what you're seeing. And it's cleansing of the black people from the South Shore community. That's what you're watching. Because black people used to go to all those beaches we went to. We were at what? We're at 63rd Street Beach. We're at the Museum of Science and Industry Beach. We're over at the Rainbow Beach. They were all gated. They were always filled with black people. How many black people you seen there today? None. Zero. You seen buildings I showed you on what? 75th and South Shore. You seen a building on 78th and South Shore. You seen 75th Street between Jeffrey and South Shore. Those were all black people who used to live there. You didn't see no black people there. You seen some. They're all gone. 75th and South Shore used to be a building where black people lived. It's boarded up now. They're gone. You want to go to 62nd and King Drive? Black people used to live in that building. It's boarded up. Those black people are gone. Who did all of this? The government did that. That's why it's called ethnic cleansing. When the government removes a certain race, whether it's Mexicans, whether it's blacks, whether it's whites, whether it's Irish, whether it's Polish, whether it's Jews, whether it's Indians, whether it's Pakistanis, whether it's Kenyans, whether it's Thai people, it doesn't matter. It's called ethnic cleansing. That's what you just witnessed today for the last hour and a half. You witnessed ethnic cleansing by the city of Chicago and probably the state and the county. And last, and tell you this, and I'm going to finish with this because I got to go in there. You're dealing with some very dangerous individuals, and they're not the gangbangers on the street with the Glocks and the switches and the choppers selling meth. Because a 14-year-old cannot get a Glock with a switch. It's impossible. It's illegal. A 14-year-old can't get meth, can't get tranq, can't get whatever other bullshit drugs they're selling on the street today. I don't know what other crap they're selling that. Meth and what's that? Fentanyl. Now, none of that a black kid on the south side get. There's no gun stores, there's no bullet stores, and there's no fentanyl factories on the south side of Chicago. But how come a 14-year-old black kid has a gun, bullets, and fentanyl selling? Why? Because the government gives it to them. That's why. They use the black young men. They use the Hispanic young men. They use white young men. They use girls. They use Asians. They use anything they can to take control of our city. And that's how I'm going to end it today on a Friday night. You can agree with me. You can not agree with me. You can tell me I'm crazy and I'm making up bullshit. I don't care what you call me. Because you know what? I'm going to go get me some nice smoked fish in there. That's what I'm going to get me tonight. And you can decide what I showed you today, if it's fact or fiction. But all I have to tell you was a live feed, so it's not fiction. It's fact. Right? Or fiction, fact, or fiction. I don't even know. Fiction, non-fiction. I don't know what that means anymore. I'm getting old. I got to go get some fish. I hope you enjoyed the show. And the reason I do this is so you can talk to your neighbors, to your friends, and the people that you work with, you live with, and your relatives. You can agree with me or not, but what you've seen today is a fact. Black people are being pushed out of the city of Chicago. That's a fact. That's a fact. And the fact is we have a black mayor. Why would a black mayor be pushing black people out of the city of Chicago? That's not my problem. Because I'm going to figure out how to survive. That's all of our problem. Right? Why would he do that? And if he picks on black people today, will he pick on Mexicans tomorrow? Will he pick on Asians tomorrow? That's why it's fascism. That's why he's a Nazi. Nazis don't care. The first people that the Nazis went after wasn't the Jews. They were the gypsies. The dark-skinned Europeans, the Slavs, the Gypsies. Everybody knows that, right? They didn't go after Jews. Jews ran the city. The Jews had the money. They were the business people. The first people the Nazis went after were what? The Gypsies and the Slavs. Why? Because they had dark skin. Got the picture? Take it easy, everybody. Have a good night. Happy Memorial Day. Make sure you say thank you to anybody whose family sacrificed for our society. That's why we're free. I get to do this because of service people who gave their blood for our society, for me to say what I want to say, to do my videos, and to be with the same kinds of people that are watching my show that want to make a difference in our society. I believe in an open society that brings everybody in, whether you're gay, straight, you like wearing leather, and one of those did you see those guys with the leather dog masks downstairs? Watch my first video from earlier. There's people with dog masks downtown, with leather dog masks. There's a leather show down there. If you like leather and all that stuff, go down there, man. You might see some crazy stuff. Take it easy, everybody. I'll talk to you later. SubX.News signing off. It is now 8:28 p.m. May 22nd, 2026. Happy Memorial Day. Make sure you tell somebody's family who gave up the ultimate sacrifice for freedom that we love them, we respect them, and that's why we have the freedom in our country, because people gave their blood, right? That's what Memorial Day is about, right? It's about the people who made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. Take it easy, everybody. I'm going to go get me some fish. Take it easy. I love everybody. Have a good night. Bye. SubX.News signing off.